London Marathon 2026.
No, like something like welcome something better.
Like something better than that. Like something like, hey YouTube, this is London.
It was simple, not good, just less. Didn't have a dollar, didn't carry this stress. Now I got a check, still a knot in my chest. Every move I make, just to barely keep breath. I miss when it was simple. I ain't know the cost. Now I know the game and I'm feeling the loss. They said grow up, stand tall, be a boss. Now I'm standing here feeling already lost.
Girl, I'm only trying to meet you in the middle. Connect with each other like the sea and the river.
Nice little W with bag fees. Polite British Airways gent waived one of the heavy bag fees. It's pretty nice. Traveling with like 2 massive suitcases. It's gonna be a really long trip, so this should come back underweight, but it's always like kind of anxiety inducing. But flight's delayed by like 15 minutes, so just gonna open up the laptop, get to work, wait for this flight. Better early than late. Was a little nervous getting on, being able to check in remotely, so got here early, and then turns out the flight is delayed, so now we're at the airport forever.
If you ask me if I miss you, I say all the time. And when she's in the bed with you,
that must be why you move so icy, icy like 1017.
All right, we're in a town called East Putney. Is it a town or just a stop? I'm not really sure, but I never even heard of this place before. Oy. All right, Connor got us a nice Airbnb. So we're checking in. I'm gonna go meet Mary. Oh, there's 2 of me. I'm gonna go meet Mary and take some photos. But the door's behind me. There we go.
out there in the clouds, 7 days a week. Body with a random only to forget about me. Yet I'm not giving you enough space to be. I know it's my fault, yeah, I know it's on me that you're out there in the.
What have you got on your back?
That's my massage bed.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you? What are you going home for?
I'm going home.
Going home?
Do you have my location? Wait, do you have
Literally, I was like, well, that's close, so I'll go round, and I was just going to go that way, and I spotted
Wait, and
you.
you saw us?
Spotted the shorts, mate.
Spotted the red shorts. You know how I don't.
Oh, fuck hell, what a day.
What a day. This kind of day in London makes me want to have a beer.
I'll have a beer.
Right,
No, I've got
fine.
work still. I hope I'm not working. Pray I don't get after work comes in there.
Wait, is that where the king lives?
Yeah. That's the palace. Is the flag up? Oh, the flag's up. He's in.
Hey.
And then there's loads of lime lights at the end. Morning London. The London, what's it called? The tour of London on foot.
Foot. Oops, red light.
Club 7 days a week. Body with a random only to forget about me. Yet I'm not giving you enough space to be. I know it's my fault, yeah, I know it's on me.
Boo. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the guy in me. But okay, Steezy. Whatever. Maybe it's like the guy in me thing, but like travel to London? You want to see where so-and-so gave a speech? Nah. You want to see where Drogba used to bang in goals every weekend? Absolutely I do. Absolutely I do. And you know what? Guys will hear that and be like, hell yeah. That's all. Mm-mm-mm. Mm.
I remember you and me, you and me. I remember how it used to be.
Yeah, so if we get the trays and we stack them all onto the trays, wouldn't that... no, this is not what I mean, but I just wanted to give you a big hug, to be honest. Hello. How you doing? Hold on. Found them all in the street now.
Girl, I'm only trying to meet you in the middle. Connect with
Okay,
each other.
it's, what day is it? Saturday?
Saturday.
20,
I was gonna say day 3.
26? What time is it? I can't see my... 8:01 in the morning.
Carl's clicked 4-1.
What you got there?
It's for the line bike over.
Little sap on the line bike? All right, heading to a shakeout. All right, we're in Battersea Park again. Group's on the shakeout. Just waiting for them to come down this road. I got a cough. My throat is still absolutely on fire from yelling in Boston. But that's okay. Yeah, it's cool to run here yesterday. Pretty cool feeling. Seeing like so many people that I know run here normally. It's cool to like also be here, you know? Okay, it is 9 p.m. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. night before the London Marathon, and trying to think about talking about how we're finding these spots. And one of the things that I look forward to on race day is a spot that is unobstructed, meaning I don't want... It's not that I think I'm above crowds. I just don't want any. I think there's a certain type of photography that comes with a marathon crowd. Like Chicago, I think after experiencing Chicago and being there for the last few years in a row, it's really hard to imagine finding that elsewhere. That's not to say that it doesn't exist. It's just Chicago crowds and the back end of the marathon there with the group that I hang out with. It just feels like nothing's going to compare to that. And so I want to conserve that energy and that type of creative for Chicago. And so this being my first year with London, I really wanted to do research on finding a space that there would not really be crowds and also barriers. That's not to say that nobody will be where we're trying to go, but the idea is that there won't be a barricade. And why that's helpful is part of this process is like trying to push the boundary as well of conserving space for runners, but then also trying to create a set of imagery that like makes you feel like you're very much in the race. And so following the entire course, looking at Google, looking at past race reviews, talking to people, we found a spot that we think there will be A, less people, and B, no reported barriers. And so what's helpful about it is then also, I'm going to see if you can like, hold on, let me just turn this around. Hold on. This is like where the runners will be coming from. So they'll be running like towards us, right? And so going down here and like kind of trying to turn around and see what that view would look like for the runners. Sorry, hold on. I can't do this with my left hand. So, hold on. Okay. So this is like where the runners will be coming from. But turning around that view and realizing like this is what they'll be running towards, this is an easy marker for them to identify. So if we say you're going to like see me around mile XYZ right underneath this big red bridge, there's not going to be a lot of these on the course. So once we get up here, hold on, let me go up here. There's plenty of real estate for me to, you also probably don't want to see them running onto the sidewalk so they don't trip going up or trip coming down. So this may be a safe space to be able to stand. Thus, when they're coming past you, you're able to, be here. If you need to, you can swap sides of the roads. There's also a bit of trying to, again, I speak on this often, you want to, hold on, let me turn this around again. Partly why I like this space too is they're going to be climbing, and you want to give them a reason to like forget about what they're doing and be in that moment and be like so excited to see a familiar face, not to be excited to see me, to see any photographer. So this is the spot that I feel like it checks a lot of boxes of being able to create really nice isolated imagery. The thing about this is it's early in the race. I believe it's around, let me check this, hold on. I'm gonna zoom out. We're looking at 3 different sites. We're looking at the London Marathon official websites. We're looking at a Telegraph article that sort of like details a lot of these. So the London Marathon route doesn't necessarily show the mile markers because it's just a Strava route. So I compare hold on, I'll show you that too. Okay, so this is the area that we're gonna be at right here. They're like, you can't really tell, but there's like this bridge right here. So they make this bend and then they gotta kind of climb before they bend again, right? But then if you look at that here, this is a Telegraph article. So 10.5 mile, 6.5 mile. So we need to figure out, basically this is around, it doesn't get tighter. So we need to kind of figure out like what mile marker this would be at, which we can do. Then we're looking at Google Earth, obviously, to see like sort of what this area is gonna look like. One of the things I do like as well, hold on, is they're gonna be running towards us, but I noticed this on Street View, this little area like slightly elevated, but then there's this rail here, so maybe I can stand up here and be able to get kind of like a down, really high up elevated view of a nice sea of runners coming this way. The thing to also consider is as we leave this course, right, we're gonna be here, right? The course, we're then locked into the course on this side. So this space and that road being no barricades is going to allow us to be able to cross the street, right? Because we talked about this. Hold on. We talked about this space being up here, right? If there's no barricades here, a well-seasoned, well-timed, well-respecting spectator is going to be able to find a way to cross here correctly and safely, right? And so if they're able to do that, then you're now on this side of the course, right? You're over here. you can kind of obviously walk your way out. And now we're able to get back. We can go outside the course. We'll be able to bike. And then that allows us to find a way to get over here towards the back end of the marathon. So you're thinking not only about where you want to be, you're also thinking about where you want to be in relation to where you want to get to. That's also important, because if you get into a spot where you're kind of like locked in and you're also on the other side of a barricade, you don't really want to mess around and like every moment matters. So the thinking here is like, we'll go here, we'll be in that spot for essentially once both layers of elites pass. I start a clock. This is what I did in New York, and it kind of worked for me. So I done it in Chicago. I did it in New York, and Berlin as well. Is once the elites pass you, essentially start a clock for like an hour. So if you have 2 spots in mind, it's like, okay, the elites have passed 1 hour. Start that clock, move. Once it's done with an hour, if you're anything under, you'd have to imagine like on the male side, they're going to be, 205, maybe 204, 203, somewhere around there as like a rough estimate of finish. On the women's side, 220, 225, 230. So I believe London, the women go first. So you can catch the women and then you catch the men. And then once the men pass, you start a clock for an hour, and you figure if you're before the 13-mile marker, then say you're around like 7 or 8, you do the math on the lead women and you say, okay, maybe, rough estimate 5-minute miles. That gives me, they've got 5 more. That gives me about 25, 30 minutes to play with. So if that gap is around the same, you have enough time to catch the male. You have enough time to catch the female leads. Then you have enough time to catch the male leads. And then you can hopefully, if you can time it correctly, see them, at least try to race them to sort of like 22, 23. You may miss a few, which is totally fine, but you can at least imagine that you're now out in front of the other majority of the rest of the marathon. So then you hunker in place for the back half of the marathon. So it's a timing thing, and it like, it's not an exact science because every day is different. Weather can play a factor, the conditions, getting a bike, being able to transit the city, making sure that you're not locked into the course and that you're on the outskirts of it. So it's all just, I'm looking at this bridge and I'm seeing like this may be the place where we're able to like cross. Normal, right? Normal stuff, just normal stuff. But this is what I do every night before the marathon. And I love this. But gotta go. We gotta make sure this information goes out on SAP so they know where to look for us. Goodbye. Okay. It's race day. This is the fit. A little minted jacket. Same thing as Boston, basically. We're doing this.
All the things you said to me, giving back the jewelry, thinking how it used to be, thought you were the one for me.
Thought you were for me, you could ever win. Bottle on the ice, staying cold, waiting for my nation. I just missing pieces, broken promises, and now I'm praying on my knees. It's hard to stay committed when the fame and pressure only ever increases. It's checking on my status, wondering where all the pieces. I don't need the validation, running out of patience, looking at the world from different stations. Found a new location, at your hub on the Everglades. Nothing is push me rain, worse I'm never winning. I start rain, tables turning fast, losing track, wondering if we could ever win. Bottle on the ice, staying cold, waiting for the movie to begin. Moving through the motion, falling for the notion, hiding my emotion. Thought you were the one for me, you could ever win. Bottle on the ice, staying cold, waiting for my nation. nation. Now it's missing pieces, broken promises, and I'm praying on my knees. It's hard to stay committed when the flame and pressure only ever increases. It's checking on my status, wondering where all the pieces. I don't need a validation, running out of patience, looking at the world from different stations. Found a new location, Metro Hub, only at.
It's Tuesday, March 28th. We have, excuse me, we have 14 miles to do before we do anything else today. It is like 10:47 a.m. And the reason we have not done anything today is because we are not feeling so great, which is, and the reason we haven't done anything yet today is because we are not feeling so great, which is perfect to be happening this close to race day, but also feels classic. The 14 miles that we were about to do, we had on the schedule for Saturday, but work was very much like in a place on Saturday where I could not get to these. We did get a run in on Saturday, but not 14. And while we are a few days removed from it, I just did not want to leave this run on the table. So we're gonna go do it. We're just south of Battersea Park. So we're gonna run down that road and then take a right and then stay in Battersea Park until we get the job done. And it's cold and all of a sudden. So thanks for that, London. I'm actually happy about it. It's nice. Everything's been so hot lately everywhere I've been. So this feels like a nice reprieve and should be good. I have one gel with me. Whoops. We're going slow though. It's all good. All right, we gotta go. Fuck. Oh yeah. All right, well, it's so bright. Put these on. Blocking out the haters. That was weird because like with every lap, Battersea I think it's like a 1.7 mile loop, or at least that was the distance I was doing. And it was like with every loop I wanted to quit, but then as it went on I was just like, all right, well, we got 5 more, 4 more. 2 more got really tough. I don't know. I think I'll probably talk with my coach and figure out like strategy mentally for the race, but I don't know, breaking it up like that just kind of helps, you know. I think like marathon, maybe try to break it up into like 4 parts, you know. I'm not really sure, but also did this in a jacket, so probably not best idea. But it was cold and then it got kind of wet, and then I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying my best, you know. Of course it's closed. I was looking forward to this.
Wondering if we could ever win. Bottle on the ice, staying cold, waiting for the movie to begin. Moving through the motion, falling for the notion, hiding my emotion. Thought you were the one for me, could ever win. Bottle on the ice, staying cold, waiting for my nation. Now it's missing pieces, broken promises, and now I'm praying on my knees. It's hard to stay committed when the fame and pressure only ever increases. It's checking on my status, wondering where all the pieces. I don't need a validation, running out of patience, looking at the world from different stations. Found a new location, Metro Hub, only Everglades.
Patty, get in here. Oh boys. Oh boys. It's going in the vlog.